Hello, thank you for joining us on this virtual community meeting for rezoning petition 2024-128. My name is Nolan Groce, and I'm representing Penmith Holdings LLC on the Mallard Towns rezoning petition. This is a conditional rezoning petition for the development of a townhome community. On your screen, you can see imagery of the site as it exists today from Hubbard Road. Here's an aerial of our 5.24 acre site and some additional aerial imagery of the site, which is located north of Mallard Creek Road, southwest of Hubbard Road, and to the southeast of Bisner Street. So what is zoning? What are we doing here on a virtual community meeting? What is a rezoning or a zoning map amendment? Zoning is the city's method of classifying land by usage. It promotes development in a smart, reliable fashion. This chart on the screen shows current zoning districts under the City of Charlotte Unified Development Ordinance. The chart shows least intensive place types, the neighborhood 1, up to the most intense, or TODs, which are transit-oriented developments. There are two types of rezoning petitions in North Carolina, what's known as a conventional petition and what we are requesting, which is a conditional petition. We are requesting the N2A conditional district. Conditional rezonings have a site plan associated with the rezoning petition, as well as commitments, the conditions beyond what are required by the Unified Development Ordinance. Several other important planning items. The first being the Charlotte 2040 Comprehensive Plan. The Comprehensive Plan is a living policy document, providing framework to help guide the city's decision-making and investment. There's also the City of Charlotte Unified Development Ordinance. This replaced the City of Charlotte's zoning and subdivision ordinances, consolidating the regulations guiding development with the vision of the 2040 Comprehensive Plan. There's also the 2040 Policy Map. This is a future land use map identifying land uses that are most suitable for future development. The site is currently zoned INST, or Institutional Conditional District. Now, this is from a 2021 rezoning entitlement. Legacy districts from the zoning ordinance in the area are the R8 zoning district and the R8 multifamily zoning districts. And the CD notes that they are conditionally rezoned. There are also UDO districts, such as the N1A and N1B zoning districts. As I just mentioned, this site is zoned institutional conditional from rezoning petition 2021-068. The rezoning was approved for up to 107 independent living units in a 4-story, 60-foot tall building. The rezoning plan, displayed on the screen, had driveway connections to Hubbard and Mallard Creek roads, with a potential connection to Bisner Street. The darker gray area is the proposed building envelope, which is surrounded by drive aisles and parking spaces. Here's the Charlotte Future 2040 Policy Map. The site is identified as Neighborhood 1, and across Mallard Creek Road, there are parcels identified as Neighborhood 2, which then transitions to manufacturing and logistics, which is the purple at the bottom portion of that image. There are numerous design considerations we take into account when site planning for both land development projects and conditional rezoning site plans. Existing site conditions, such as topography, existing foliage, and infrastructure, where they're located on site. As we discussed earlier this evening, the City of Charlotte Unified Development Ordinance, the development regulations that apply to the site. Community input, like we do when we host virtual community meetings. There's also the 2040 Plan and Policy Map. Existing entitlements. What is the site currently entitled for? What is its zoning? And what development trends and patterns do we see in the area? There's also pedestrian safety, walkability, and connectivity. So how are we going to provide sidewalks through the site? Where will they be located? What type of pedestrian improvements will we provide as part of the development? Vehicular traffic patterns, looking at where we locate internal and external driveways, and green space and natural areas. So where will these be located? How much? What types of amenities will be on site? Here's our rezoning site plan for petition 2024-128. Jumping ahead to a rendered version of our site plan, which gives a little more of a realistic touch and visual. As part of this rezoning petition, we're proposing up to 63 for-sale townhome dwelling units. Each two-story unit will be rear-loaded, fronting an external public street or open space. Units will have two-car garages and a minimum 20-foot driveway. Sidewalk connections are proposed from the front of each unit to the adjacent right-of-way, where we will be developing a 12-foot shared use path along Mallard Creek Road, as well as 8-foot sidewalks along Hubbard Road and Bisner Street. Green area, or tree save, is located adjacent to existing single-family homes. This helps provide an additional buffer to those properties. We also have 9 guest parking spaces, and in the northwestern corner, that top left, is a proposed stormwater control measure, which will catch, detain, and clean stormwater runoff on the site before it's slowly released back into the environment. Here's our tentative timeline for petition 2024-128. Today, December 3rd, 2024, we are hosting our petitioner community meeting. We're anticipating going before the Charlotte City Council at a public hearing on January 21st, 2025. This will be followed by a zoning committee recommendation at their February 4th, 2025 meeting. And ultimately, we could receive a decision on the rezoning petition at the February 17th, 2025 City Council meeting. This timeline is subject to change if we have to defer the item, if we need to have additional community engagement, whether it be with elected officials, members of appointed boards, or members of the community. So these items all could shift a month depending on that timeline. If you have any questions, my contact information is on the screen. We are recording this presentation and it will be posted on our website at urbandesignpartners.com/rezoning. If you have any questions, feel free to send me an email at ngroce@urbandesignpartners.com or call our office. We're happy to talk with you and answer any questions that you might have. You can reach us at 704-334-3303.